Hello, this is Robert Lambert of Robert Lambert Specialty Foods, and today I'm making a dark chocolate raspberry cheese tart. And it's one of those things that looks really like you spent all day in the kitchen, but it's really simple. So we're going to start with the graham cracker crust, crushed graham crackers, 1.5 cups, 1 stick or 1/2 cup of melted butter. And this is nice because you don't have to make a pastry, which is another step. And it's really easy. So we're just going to mix this up. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon really goes nicely with the graham cracker flavor and the butter. And smells great when you have it in the oven. You're going to want to climb in there with it. Okay, that's good enough. So I'm starting at the edge because you really want that to hold when you cut the pieces. And you can easily then, after that, scatter the rest across the bottom and pat it in. And you want to press really tightly to make sure it's well packed. And we're going to put a layer of my deep dark chocolate sauce on top of that, so that's going to help hold this all in place as well. Now that looks good. Now I'm going to bake this at a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. So while the shell is baking, I'm going to beat the cream cheese, 8 ounces of cream cheese, with 1/4 cup of my raspberry champagne jelly. And this is a special jelly. You can use any raspberry jelly. You can use raspberry jam and press it through a sieve. You need 1/4 cup. But the reason I use this is it's not as sweet. I'm going to soften this first. Scrape it down. That looks well mixed. And the thing is, you can still taste the cheese. It's not so sweet that you can't still taste the tang of the cheese, which is nice. Okay, it's baked for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to put a layer of my deep dark chocolate sauce on top of this. You can use any chocolate sauce, but this is nice because it's a little darker. And it'll be a little more firm. I'm going to refrigerate this, firm it up. Okay, this is firmed up. It's an even layer and it's all glassy and it's ready for the next step. I'm going to add the cream cheese that was beaten with the raspberry champagne jelly. Again, the offset spatula. We'll just smooth it out on top. Okay, that's a nice, good, even layer, and I'm going to refrigerate it again to firm up the cheese so that I can put the raspberries on top and they're not going to fall or sink in. Okay, so the final step is going to be to glaze these raspberries and put them on top. And what people would usually do is to place them all and then brush the glaze on top, but that's a lot of work. And I don't want to do it, so I'm just going to glaze the berries whole and then dump them on top of the tart. Okay, so just going to toss the berries in this extra 1/4 cup of raspberry champagne jelly, just so they glow like jewels. Okay, those are fully glazed. They look really good, and now it's ready to put it back on top of the tart. Just kind of scatter them across the top, and arrange them a little bit later. Okay, that looks good, and now there's one more step. We're just going to take a little bit more of the deep dark chocolate sauce, put it in a squeeze bottle, and drizzle it over the top. And this is the fun part. And how should I do it? I think I'm going to do circles. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to pop it out. And finish it with a little bit of my actual champagne geranium. And there we have our dark chocolate raspberry cheese tart.